Just because you're sick.
No, somebody.
Hello there. I see someone joined us on the phone with their number ending in 877. I just want to let you know to unmute your phone. You need to press *6. And we'll be taking public comments starting at 2 p.m. So be ready for that. I'll just send you a message about the under the phone there. Oh, there. Hi. Yeah. All right, so I just want to let you know that the utility is here to answer questions from individuals. If you do have something you'd like to ask the utility about the project, like I mentioned, we have commission staff in the back of the room, and I think in this area, the back corner, we have WEPCO here to answer questions. I just want to review because people sometimes they expect to get a presentation at these hearings. That's not what we're doing. We're collecting your comments. So if you would like to make a comment, make one with the information that you need to make a good comment. Ask your questions first. There's not a lot of people here. I have about 6 or 7 people I have on the list to make a comment. So there will be time, hopefully, that you can go and ask your questions before you make your comment. Does anyone, well, let me just leave it at that for now, and we'll see how it goes. But just to let you know, ask your questions first and then come up with the information you want to comment on. Thanks. And we'll get started in about a couple minutes.
Did you take the time?
Yeah. You know.
I don't know why this one's still here.
Okay.
He had him up here and then I asked her because it looked like the one that said, did you just speak with him in the back? And she said, yes.
Oh.
I knew first.
Oh, yeah. I think this guy is first.
Yeah. I think it's funny that Richard stays. Gonna have to have this guy spell his name.
Mm-hmm. All right, everyone, I'm gonna get your attention, please. Can people hear me in the back? Adam, can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay. All right, so get your attention. I just want to give you a breakdown of how this goes because it can be confusing. And I know, but this is how we do these things. Commission's been around since 1874 in one form or another. So we have some experience about this. So I'm just going to tell you how we do this. First of all, my name is Michael Newmark. I'm the Administrative Law Judge for the Public Service Commission, which means I run all the hearings and I create the records in the case that the commissioners use to make a decision on applications that are before the commission. So we think this through. we got an application, in this case, we got it from We Energies. We want to build this natural gas pipeline. They need the commission's approval before they can do that construction and to put it into service. So commission staff and parties that have intervened in the case review that application, they vet it. And we've had a party session last week. What was it? Yeah.
Yes.
Last week, yes. We had the party session last week where we took the evidence from the applicant and the parties, and witnesses were subject to cross-examination. It was a very quick hearing. There wasn't a lot of questions, but we were able to provide that process for people who've intervened in the case. All that information gets forwarded to the commissioners that run the agency. So the commission consists of 3 individuals that review the record and the issues in the case. Once they voted on those issues, a final decision is written up and then issued by the commission. So commission can either deny, approve with modifications, or approve the original application. So the commissioners will review the record and say, well, we like this, we don't like that, we want them to change such and such. And then if they do approve it, it'll be approved and there'll be conditions and modifications in order for the WEPCO to go forward with that project. So it's the commissioners that is really your audience. What we're doing here now is we're getting your comments, public comments from people in the area. We also have a Zoom connection, so Link can comment. And I'm just going to let a bunch of people in here, so they can comment as well online. Also taking comments, if you didn't make it here or you don't feel like speaking today, you can write your comment. So when we take a comment here, we can take it also in writing. And the way we do that is you can mail it to us. And we have these slips up in the back table. It's got the address to mail it, and it's got a link and a QR code for you to file a comment online. Or you can just speak your comment here. You can write your comment out on this form and hand it back. We'll take it that way too. So we're trying to give you an opportunity to comment anyway that's practical for you. But it's important that we get the comment by July 21st. So if you're mailing it, it's got to be in our hands July 21st. So that's pretty close. So I recommend you go online, file it, or you hand it to us here today. So we've been collecting comments since June 6th. So now we're getting to the end of that process. But what's a comment do? Commissioners are going to read the comment, and it can persuade them to decide a certain way, or it can bring to everyone's attention maybe a particular problem about your property that we didn't know about. So that's really important. I think the most valuable comments are the ones that say, I just put in a circular irrigation system, and now this probably wouldn't happen in this case, but say we have a big transmission line. Sometimes, that's a problem where you have an irrigation system, you can't be under a transmission line. It's good for us to know that before the commission approves that line. They can then we can look at that issue and address it. So that happens at the public hearing. We get that kind of information all the time. So if you have a particular issue with your property, that's really important. Otherwise, we'll take whatever opinion you have. It's open forum. We just want to know what people think about the project who are going to live near it. So, like I said, before we started, it's not really a question and answer session. We're not going to do a presentation about what the project is. We just want to get your opinion. So I'll say it again. If you have questions, the best thing, what I would recommend is you ask your questions to commission staff or the utility or both. And when you have your answers, come up and give your comment with those answers in mind. So that might be the most useful thing for us to have, the best information for us to work with. If you just want to say, I don't understand this, you want to tell the commissioners, I don't understand what this is about. I have all these questions. It really concerns me. That's a comment. And I'm not going to answer your questions up here, but let the commissioners know you don't understand the project. That's valuable information for them. So we do have a bunch of comments, and we want to get through there. We have about 4 people on the Zoom. And so I'm just going to switch back and forth, see how that works with people. We don't have a screen here. Sometimes we have a display where you can see the people who are on Zoom, but you just don't have that in this room. So I apologize for that. You'll be able to hear them though. You'll be able to hear them make their comment. couple of ground rules for the comments. Biggest thing is we have a court reporter here that's gonna transcribe what you say, but she can't hear you or get that transcription correctly if other people are talking, or if you speak too fast, or if you speak too low in volume. So speak up, speak slowly, and no other people can speak when we're taking a comment. So I really appreciate no interruptions. If you need to talk to utility or commission staff, just take it out in the hallway. If you have any other comments you want to make when you're not sitting here in the chair, take it out in the hallway. So just be respectful to everyone who's making a comment. Appreciate that. And you'll be next. So just want to treat everyone the same. With that, I think we can get started. And I just wanted to mention, so I'm not a commissioner. I'm not part of the decision-making process. My role is just to collect all the information. So same thing with commission staff. They're not there. They don't make the decisions. They're there to vet the information and present it to the commissioners. So I think we can get started. I'm going to call, so I'll show you how it's done. That's probably the next thing we need to do. I'm going to call people's names. So if you do want to speak, you have to fill out one of these forms. They're in the back table. And then you want to check the box that says speak now. You check the box that says yes and hand it back to staff. Staff will bring them up to me and then I'll have your slip. I'm trying to keep them in the order that I got them. And then I'll call out your name one at a time. Just have you come up to the chair and take a seat. I'll swear you in and get your name for the record, and you can give us your comments. Like I said, your opinion on the case. Then we'll move on to the next person. So that's the process. I think we're good. So let's get started. Vitus is our first commenter. I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name. I'm sorry. Come on up. We'll have you do that correctly. And I do apologize. I may be paying attention to the screen instead of you guys at times because there may be something I need to address with the Zoom connection here. But let's get started. So I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. I'm going to swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. Can you guys hear him? Put that a little closer.
Is the mic there?
I'm just going to turn that up. Just give me that. Okay. So just give us your name for the record, please.
My name is Vitus Haloshek.
And give us your comment.
I don't feel that We Energy should be going ahead with this project at this time. There are alternative possibilities they could do, would be cleaner and probably better. They spent a lot of money a few years ago cleaning up the plant with scrubbers. So stuff that's coming out is a lot cleaner than it used to be. I can remember when soot would fall on our cars and we had a northeast wind. Don't have that anymore. I think they should go to nuclear power. They're working on a fusion process right now. The next 4 or 5 years, I heard, it's supposed to be ready for in a plant like ours. And the gas pipeline would be going through our property underneath a blacktop road, pretty close to the last house on the east side of the road. Going north, close to another house on the end of the road. And I'm trying to get them to reroute it. They're more under the river. They take a different angle to the northeast. They could run alongside of a woods. They won't have to take any trees down. And then cross over to the north whenever they want to. If they go their planned route, they would take down 21 beautiful spruce trees. They're all between 10, 12 inches diameter. There's no way to replant them, to move them. It'd be a waste to cut them trees down. And the more trees you plant, the better for the environment, really. And I think that's the way you should go. If they go with the natural gas, that means you have to do a lot of fracking, probably in the Dakotas. It causes a lot of pollution. You're hauling sand for the fracking. Now you gotta build more pipelines to get the gas down here. And I think nuclear would be the way to go. It does have some pollution, but it's just a small amount of pollution. which can be stored compared to, anything else. I think that's the only thing I want to comment on now.
I just wanted to interrupt you didn't put your the property address on your appearance slip. Did you want us to know exactly where that property is?
Yeah,
Go ahead and just state it.
it's a 8103 Mallard Drive, Caledonia, Wisconsin, zip 53402. And right now there's 6 houses on that road. If I ever try to subdivide it, who wants to drive across the pipeline, have a pipeline next to them? And it could deteriorate our property value a lot.
All right, well, thank you for your comment.
Mhm.
So that's the perfect comment. You just got to witness. So now you know how it's done. I'm gonna call Julia Albert next. And then we have Trenton Mills will be after Julia and Seth Mills after Trenton. So you swear in, raise your right hand, other right hand.
Oh,
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes,
And give us your name and comment.
it's Julia Elber. Good afternoon. I'm a current resident of Oak Creek, and I'm here today as both a public health professional and a concerned community member. I strongly oppose the Rochester Lateral project and its proposed 33-mile gas pipeline. The project poses serious and reversible risks to the health of residents and the environment they call home across Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties. When gas pipelines leak, they expose communities to methane and other harmful chemicals like benzene, a known cancer-causing chemical. These pollutants can cause asthma, respiratory and heart diseases, putting children, pregnant people, and people with pre-existing conditions at risk. Additionally, construction practices like horizontal directional drilling increase the risk of frackouts that release drilling fluid into our clean drinking water. Further, the cost of this $210 million project will likely be paid for in large part by the very communities it harms, including low-income families and communities of color. Meanwhile, We Energy stands to make a significant profit from the project. I urge the Public Service Commission to uphold its mission to ensure I urge the Public Service Commission to uphold its mission to ensure safe, reliable, affordable, and environmentally responsible utility services. Please stand by your mission and vote no to the Rochester Lateral project. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Trenton Mills, then Seth Mills, and then Eugene Mills. Oh, wait. Okay, we'll flip them. Yeah, so Trenton, Seth, and Eugene. Put all the mills together. That makes sense. All right. We swear you in. Raise your right hand, swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Name and comment.
Trenton Mills. My comments to addressing the eminent domain by a private company. It just doesn't seem fair that a private company, and I do get that they're working with the government, but it's still a private company, eminent domaining private land for a private company. It also hinders our ability to negotiate a fair price, it seems, the prices that were given to us off the bat really weren't fair prices for market value of what this land was. And it seems like they're trying to get us to sign at every turn point that we do have. It doesn't seem like a fair negotiating tactic on their part. That's all for now.
All right, thanks very much. Seth, you're up next. Then Eugene Mills and then Peter Beth. Ready? Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right, name and comment.
Seth Mills. In general, opposed to this going on at all. This
Can you move
pipeline,
closer to the mic?
yeah,
Thanks.
this pipeline is gonna be going through a number of fields that we own, but also through quite a number of fields that we rent. And we were told by We Energies that we would be receiving zero compensation through any of the land that we rent. That's a pretty big concern for us, damage to the crops that we will have planted on there at the time of this project, which will be starting. You know, it very general, depending on who I talk to, it changes constantly. So that's a pretty big concern of ours, that we will be left with zero compensation, to the damage that will be there, and then damage that will be lasting through, the land that we're renting. We have contracts for most of our land, and, like those crops that are on there are our crops. It's not, you know, who actually owns the property, you know, it's our crops. So we're just gonna be kind of left holding the bag on that one, I guess. That's a big concern for us.
Okay, do you know what property you're leasing? Probably can't tell us
It's
right
a
now.
Number of properties
Um,
that this will be going through.
Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? Just hang on, it's off the record. That's an interesting issue. I'm just gonna give you my card. You wanna email me with the locations of that, and I'll see, at least I'll have it and see what I can do with it, but it'd be interesting to see, how significant that is.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks. All right, Seth Mills. I'm sorry, we did Seth Mills. Eugene Mills, Peter Beth, and then David looks like Roundtree or Rowantree. But Eugene first, yeah, go ahead. Then we're gonna, we'll get the Zoom people right after those three people. All right, Eugene Mills, correct?
Yes.
I'm getting all the names mixed up now.
Yeah.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, give us your name and comment.
Eugene Mills. I'm opposed to this project altogether. For some of the reasons that were stated earlier, safety and things, but, this goes right through the middle of our farmland, basically right through 550 acres. And, it'll impact us greatly as far as the tile drainage and things like that. We have nothing in writing that they say will compensate for us or repair these tile lines. Just verbally, they say they'll take care of it, but some of these tile lines have been in there for 100 years. Some of them, you know, just in the past few years. You know, they're put in at great expense, and there's no guarantee that they'll be fixed. Also, we know of other farmers where they've had We Energy lines go through already, and they have not taken care of it. So there's a past record of it not being done. So that's a big concern. And you know, just telling us that they'll take care of it is really not enough. This impacts us greatly too, as far as, you know, not only the damage to the crops and land, the compaction will go on for years, and we've seen this firsthand. You know, our equipment keeps track of yield. You know, we have data that shows us that it can go on for a number of years. And they are not willing to compensate us for that either. That's pretty much the biggest impact, I guess, that we have. But we also, you know, just the project in general is going to cost us, you know, as it was stated earlier, you know, we are also a customer of We Energies. We spend tens of thousands of dollars a year, you know, processing our crops, and all that will be increased for this project that we feel is not necessary. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much. So we'll do Peter Beth and David Roundtree in the room, and then we're gonna switch over to Zoom.
I don't need to see, you can't see it on there. Yeah,
Yeah, what do you got? Just let me take a look.
it's just my road,
Oh, okay, I got it.
just my road.
Okay. And which road is that?
Sunnyside Drive.
Oh, all right, well, you can refer to it, and we have the maps on file, so we'll know. Is that the And you got the address here, right?
Yes,
Okay, good, good. Right. So let me swear you in. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
yes, I do.
Okay, give us your name and comment.
My name is Pete Beth. I live at 2138 Sunnyside Drive.
Get in the thing there.
And my comment has to do with the fact that the proposed pipeline runs 20 paces out of my front door. So if I walk 20 steps out of my front door, I'm on top of that pipeline. To me, that's completely unacceptable. I'm not even the closest one coming down.
Let's go off the record. She answered it too. That's pretty good. All right. Okay, back on. Go ahead.
I'm not even the closest one as is heading down Sunnyside Drive. Sunnyside Drive was designated as a high consequence area, multiple parts of it. And there's been other options to keep it away from some of our homes. And I am really begging the commission to weigh the fact that this pipeline is very close to our families. It's very close to our homes. Sometimes like my house, it's literally probably about 60 feet away from my front porch. So it's a huge thing. It's something that means a lot to me. And We Energies has listened a little bit, and I'll say that because they did invite me in. Well, I pestered to the point that they invited me in to propose some alternate routes around my house, but Sunnyside Drive as a whole is a very residential road and just crosses in a lot of houses down that way. So really looking at the commission to weigh the high consequence areas and keep it away from our homes and our families. I'll close with saying I am of course against the pipeline. I do realize that we're probably going to be made to have it, but really to weigh having it close to our homes.
All right. Thanks a lot. Okay, so David, it looks like Roundtree. There you are. On the record. All right, can you swear you in? Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Do
All right, so you can state your name and spell your last name for us.
David Roundtree, Rowntree.
Great. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm here representing my interest in Roundtree Brothers Partnership.
Okay.
I'm a partner and third owner. There's one word that describes my reason for being here. Tile.
Did you get the tile? Yeah.
We have been assured that provisions will be made to maintain the grade of the tile and depth. And that is absolutely imperative. These are gravity systems. A hump will back water up within and it'll silt in. Rather than burden you with more paperwork, I know my brother submitted in writing. There are 6 attachments, or I don't want to call them attachments, 6 sheets representing the part that would be affected by this. Let me back up a step. Roundtree Brothers owns the land south of Highway 20, a half-mile each side of Highway N or Downey Drive, and would be affected or could be affected by Route A, B, C, and 2 gate stations. And my brother refers to a definite preference for Route B over A. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. To the best of our knowledge, and I've got, as I say, maps and aerial photos, there'd be 57, at least 57 tile lines cut. You take a hunk out of the center of them, massacre them, whatever. Now you're looking at a problem of 114. Because you got the two ends of the tile to do something with. Whether it be cap them on one side, put a header in on the other. Whether you go across with a connection. And if you do that, it's gotta be supported and damn well supported so that it doesn't settle over the course of time. A lot of these systems have been in since the early. I was looking on the maps, mid-70s till 92, I believe. And there are, that whole area is tiled with tile on 66-foot centers or less. So there's a lot of footage of tile there and a lot of expense. And being that both A and B are on the same property, we sure want to see it. If it's got to be, go on B. In fact, I was checking my sweet corn this morning, which happens to be on, right on B. And if it goes to B, the only part that'll be affected at all is just that immediate easement, because any tile that might come to it from the south would be capped, and there's nothing coming in under Highway 20. And as I was sitting there, standing on B, looking down toward A, and wondering, how do they justify that? Because I've been a resident of Dover, Yorkville, my whole life. I know where the gas station is, or the gate station on 20. I've got a pretty good idea where the Oak Creek Power Plant is. And to my notion, you'd go east or north to get to it. Well, to get to the area of Route 8 where it affect us, that's a half mile south of 20, strong half mile, because up there 20 is in section 4 and 5, and Route 8 is down on 8 and 9, even when they're all contiguous. And I got to thinking, why would you want to put a half mile of tile in to get down to Route 8 to massacre 57 tile lines and incur the expense of repairing them if they can be repaired? Because there's some that, even though I put them in, there was an instrumental part putting them in. My brother was helping. He dug connections mostly. There are maps and photos in what you received. I drew the maps. I think I'm in a pretty good position to address this situation. And when it's as simple as coming down B, for God's sakes, please do whatever you can to eliminate the expense and effort to go south to butcher 57 tile. And then the expense to come back north again, because you gotta be on Highway 2. Sometime you gotta cross Highway 20, so if you go south to get to Route 8, you gotta get back north. And as Mr. Mills referred to, there's promises, but nothing in writing. And if there's anything that Public Service Commission can do to protect the tile, I would sure appreciate it. Because tile or something that, and Gene mentioned the monitoring equipment on combines. I've installed some tile on a custom basis that those yield monitors tell farmers where they need tile. It used to be you run the low spots or what you call random, and now there are a lot of systematic tile systems going in. So Ours won't be the first you run across. I guarantee it won't be the last. And if there's anything you can do to protect the integrity of tile, I would sure appreciate it.
Correct.
And I make myself available. Those maps that I mentioned are lacking in that they don't give depth. Be it to We Energies or Public Service Commission, I will offer to provide any knowledge that I have of those maps, additional knowledge, and how I would go about it if I had to be repairing them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Did I call Richard Scott yet? No, okay, hold off then. Sorry. We're gonna go to Zoom for a few people here. They've all been waiting too, so do have quite a number of people. So I think we're gonna try to get 5 people in on Zoom and then we'll switch back. Don't have, well, I know Kate Claus was definitely first, so let's see if you want to unmute Cat Claus, huh? You just can't, I'm not, yeah, okay, I get it. All right, so you're unmuted. Can you get your screen on, please?
I'm sorry, my screen won't turn on. I'm on a phone right now. I apologize, but I can swear that I am raising my hand.
Okay, that's good enough. So I'm going to, yeah, so let's swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, so state and spell your name, please.
My name is Katerina, Katerina, last name Claus, Klawes.
All right, give us your comment, please.
Yeah, my name is Kat and I live in the greater Milwaukee area. I'm here on behalf of Citizen Action Wisconsin, and we represent thousands of members across the state. I'm also a proud parent to 2 boys, ages 3 and 4, and I'm here today because everyone's future is on the line. Citizen Action Wisconsin opposes this lateral pipeline. This is a $210 million giveaway to our fossil fuel interests, and the exact moment we should be doing things like investing in clean energy. We should be upgrading homes with solar, not locking ourselves into decades of dangerous polluting infrastructure. That 33 miles that it would stretch through 3 counties, it'll endanger our wetlands, our forests, waterways, and things like that. It'll put our clean water at risk, wildlife, and our health. And I don't think a lot of people know what construction would involve. It involves dredging, trenching, and drilling through sensitive ecosystems. And all of this, they want us to pay for it with our energy bills. We Energy's claims this is about reliability, but that's not true. This is about profit. Their parent company, WEC, made over $1 billion in profit in 2023 alone. They're not financially hurting. This isn't about need. It's about control. It's about locking long-term returns for shareholders, where everyday people get stuck with the cost and the consequences, like the number of gentlemen who have testified that this would hurt their profits, that this would hurt the land that they own, their farm, all of those other things. And additionally, pipelines leak. The Mariner East 2 pipeline that it was located in Pennsylvania spilled over 320 times in just 3 years. That's hundreds of thousands of gallons of fluid ended up in waterways and wetlands, and their groundwater was permanently contaminated. Even so so-called maintained pipelines leak over time. And when they do, they don't just lose gas. We poison water, we destroy habitats, and we put families in danger. I'm a mom. I can't look my children in the eyes and stay silent where another gas pipeline threatens the future they deserve here. And so we're demanding that PSC reject this pipeline, no more blank checks, no more lies, and no more climate wrecking projects dressed up as upgrades. In Wisconsin, we deserve clean air, safe water, and a livable planet, and investment in renewable energy and affordable utilities that put people first. We do not need another pipeline. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to hear from Sarah Zarling next. Did you want to make a comment? Sarah, you have to unmute. Oh, quick. There you go. All right. All right. You're
Hello,
making me dizzy.
can you hear me?
Yes. Can you have a
I'm
seat,
here.
please?
Excuse me, I'm just running out real quick. So hello, my name is Sarah Zarling. I
Okay.
live
So first we need to, can you hear me okay? Yeah.
right here.
All right,
Yep,
great.
sorry.
So perfect. Raise your right hand. We'll get on the record. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, yes.
Okay, and give us your name and you have to spell your last name for us.
Okay. My name is Sarah with an H, and then Zarling is Z as in zebra, rhymes with darling. So I'm here right now listening to this and testifying while I get my hair done for a very important presentation I have to give tonight to basically try and convince some people of why I should be a certified thermographer and be able to get a FLIR camera to be able to show emissions that you can't see with the naked eye from oil and gas plants and landfills and factory farms, things like that. I encourage everyone who's watching and listening to this, including the Public Service Commission people, to look up YouTube videos of FLIR OGI, that's FLIR OGI. See how, so like here, basically, in a nutshell, all oil and gas infrastructure has to constantly be venting and emitting because of the pressure of the gas in the infrastructure, or it would explode. Those emissions contain poisonous chemicals that cause cancer, like benzene and methane. I've testified before about other projects, including at Oak Creek, about the related infrastructure with this pipeline. It's pretty apparent by now that it doesn't matter how much environmental advocates say, concerned residents, or even medical professionals who talk about how they have to treat people who are being poisoned by this stuff. It seems like the votes still go in favor of the utility companies. So I'm just going to urge again, I asked the last time in the Oak Creek hearing, and I'm just going to say again, Public Service Commission stands for, PSC stands for Public Service Commission. You're supposed to serve the public. And right now, even though you've acknowledged some of our testimonies that we gave in the last hearing, you still voted in favor of the utility companies. So if you keep voting in favor of the utility companies, then we may as well start calling you, or you should start calling yourselves, the Utility Service Commission. So maybe one of these days, please, you will vote in favor of the people and the planet and the environment, and not continue to vote for utility companies so they can continue to make more profits at our expense. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thanks for your comment. Are we gonna call Kari next? Carey.
I have no comment, thank you.
I'm sorry, having trouble hearing.
I have no comment, thank you.
Okay, that's fine, thanks. All right, so next up we have screen name is CHOER. Would you like to make a comment? Okay, and we can always check back with you later, but how about Christine? Not Christine Neal, just Christine. That's what our screen name says. Would you like to comment?
No, thank you.
Okay, that was Christine Neal. So how about the other Christine? No, not hearing from her, okay. Can always check back later. So then I have two people connected by phone. So for the phone number ending in 230, I'm going to ask you to unmute by pressing *6. If you'd like to comment, please do so. Takes a while sometimes people to do that. Right, so let's try the phone number ending in 877. Again, *6 to unmute. Not hearing anything. All right. So we'll swing back to the people in the room, and we will check in with Zoom again later. So next three people I have appearance slips for, and at this point, these are the last three I have for right now. So I think I see people writing, people were out the table. Yeah, come and bring us some more. Thanks.
This gentleman has a written comment, but he asked if somebody else could read it for him. I didn't know if that would be allowed. So I said
Okay.
the other option is I could just take it, we could take it as a written comment. So I don't know if that's an option to have somebody else read it on his behalf.
I think it's better if we just take, so if we just take your written comment, that's actually better for us because it's actually coming from you rather than having someone read it for you. Okay, thanks.
This is the.
Oh, okay, yeah, so staff will take it. I'll,
Got it. I just have this. I just have this. Did you get it, John, right? Yeah.
okay, yeah, just make sure you put it together. Okay, so just to recap for everyone, if you do want to speak, I need to get your form. So basically it's just your name and that you want to speak. And then I'll know you want to speak, so I can call your name when it's your turn. So right now we have 3 left for this session. We'll be back here at 6 PM to do the same thing with new comments and new people. So, and you can feel free to attend, of course, if you gave a comment already, but, so let's get started with these. So we have Richard, Scott, and Abby Lois, I think, and then John Strudy. Something like that, sorry. So let's just take Richard first. Richard, are you here? Go ahead. Ah, there you are. We got giving you your chance. All right, have a seat. I'm gonna swear you in. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Give us your name and comment.
I'm Richard Scott. I was really wondering what the purpose of this meeting is. Because electric company had a bunch of hearings. And I said to them, why don't you use the old railroad tracks? It's empty. They said, we don't get along with those people. Well, the farmers don't get along with them, the electric company. So that's one thing. But we got a bunch of calls from neighbors wondering about why they're gonna put that line in. He was offered
The line in, I didn't
the
hear.
pipeline.
Okay,
People offered to buy their farms from Pennsylvania, Virginia. They want to put data processing centers in. They want to tap off that line already before it's in. So I was at a funeral a couple weeks ago. My brother-in-law died. This man from New Jersey said, we've had that happen out by us. He said they put this in, they put 15-acre ponds in to cool the turbines. He says that water is boiling just about the year round. He said we averaged 14, 18 inches of snow a year. We're down to 3. Global warming. What's it gonna do to our economy? So they're gonna be tapping off of this. So why don't our townships get 1/10 of a cent a gallon put towards our schools if they're gonna want us to do this? That's one thing. Okay, now I already have a pipeline, gas line through one of my farms. And Dave knows the same thing. They tiled around it. So you can't tile within 50 feet. And it comes out of a woods. It's 35 feet off the property line of their neighbor's woods. I don't have no crops for 100 feet. Zero. Maybe 10, 15 bushel acre corn. You can't get it. You can't get that water out of there. It's all tiled. You can't go underneath these lines. You can't disturb them. So water comes to surface. You go there right now and you'll get stuck with your boots, shoes on. And it's not proper. And then they went through our field. I gave them right to go and fix that pipeline 6 years ago. Can you use your field? There's no other way to it. Sure, we'll pay you property damage. I call them 6 months later. Yeah, we're sending it on to our insurance company. Call them a year later. They're out of business. They sold the pipeline rights. It's a commodity. Just sell it away. Then you try to negotiate with them. We don't own it. We didn't own it. They passed the buck. You don't get no property damage. It's just whoever's owning the pipeline is there to make the buck off the farmers.
And this is just being ramrodded down our throats. And it shouldn't be that way. And what are they gonna do? Do they sign any papers when you have a broken tile that they're gonna fix them? I heard they don't. And this isn't right. They gotta stand up for what they say. Their word isn't no good unless it's in writing with them. They've been, in my mind, they aren't. And use that right away of the railroad. It's sitting there empty. Union Grove, Kansasville, it's all, no tracks on it. Use it. They want to do that. But disturbing all this soil, it's going right through one of our farms where there's good crops in there, right through the valley. And there's gonna be, I know there's about 23 tile on that one farm. The other farm, it's on the fence line, there's only about 6. But it's gotta go underneath that big pipeline, the aviational fuel to Mitchell Field. And you know what they're gonna have to dig out to get around that? A lot. Yeah, just park a backhoe near it someday. 24 hours later, you have the investigators there wondering what you're doing. So I'm very much against it. And like that man said, nuclear energy is the way it's gotta go with, because this coal is so much more efficient than the gas. And they're just doing it for profit down the line at something else. And it's not gonna, it don't phase at me at all. I don't agree with it. 100%. That's it.
All right. Thanks for your comment. So Abby, I think it's, I'm not gonna say it. You know who you are. Okay, I'm gonna come here and give us your name. It's a little messy too, so.
Oh, I did write a little message.
Not all of me, but, all right, let me swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Give us your name.
Novinska Lois.
Can you spell it?
Yes, Novinska-Lois.
Perfect.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I am here to voice Healthy Climate Wisconsin's opposition to this methane gas pipeline project. Our organization represents over 1,100 doctors, nurses, and health professionals across the state. And we are here because this pipeline poses unacceptable risks to the safety of workers, public health for those who live near the plant, and for those that will experience the other environmental impacts, and our climate while saddling Wisconsin residents with unnecessary costs. First and foremost, the risk to the safety of the workers putting in, installing, maintaining, and repairing these pipelines is in danger.
Just let me just slow down a little.
Okay, I can go.
And that speaker be a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get even closer. These individuals will be exposed to a toxic mix of chemicals that are on pipelines coatings. This includes methane, benzene, toluene, hexane, and cyclohexane. All of those are inhaled and touch the skin during pipeline installation. Those are not benign substances. Prolonged exposure to them is linked to respiratory illness, cancers, and chronic health conditions. So much so that in the UK, they have put in pipeline safety conditions for workers who install plants that we do not have here. There is also a serious risk when putting in the project and while it's running of explosion and fire, particularly due to the high pressure of transmission pipelines like this. Between 2000 and 2019 in the United States, onshore methane gas pipelines like this have caused over 1,850 incidents, leading to 49 deaths, 173 injuries, and 1.7 billion in property damage across the US. These are not abstract numbers. These represent lives lost, families that live near the communities, like you've heard today, that are gonna be disrupted. This project also comes with a $210 million price tag. That cost doesn't just stay on We Energy's books. It'll be passed down to Wisconsin utility customers and at the cost of farmland, while We Energy profits. That's particularly troubling given that energy costs are already high and we are seeing rate increases year after year from We Energies. Families in our communities are already facing more frequent utility shutoffs, and investing in more fossil fuel-based infrastructure like this will deepen the cost to communities while we delay a safer, clean energy future that Wisconsin needs. The proposed pipeline route requires horizontal directional drilling, or HDD, under waterways and through wetlands. This technique significantly raises the risk of frackouts, which is when drilling fluid contaminates your water source and fragile ecosystems. That can rupture underground aquifers, jeopardize access to safe and clean drinking water. We have seen this occur with other pipelines across the Midwest. So this is not me trying to make everyone scared. This is something we have seen with this technique from Enbridge Pipelines and other companies drilling similar pipelines under our waterways. Both routes in this case cross over 30 waterways. So we are looking at this technique being used several times while under construction. Even when the pipeline is placed, it will remain a persistent threat because pipeline leaks have hundreds of chemical compounds in them. A recent study showed that 296 compounds were found in methane gas that's transferred through pipelines. That included 21 hazardous air pollutants that health professionals are concerned about. One of them is benzene, a known carcinogen, so it's cancer causing. The damage to wetlands, aquifers, farmland, and ecosystems from construction and long-term operation is not reversible. We Energies claims that they will restore the land, but our natural resources are not replaceable. Additionally, methane that is leaked from this plant, or from this project and pipeline, I should say, is 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide in terms of climate warming over a 20-year period. And gas plants, or gas pipelines, I keep saying plants instead of pipelines. Gas pipelines in the United States have leaked 2.6 million tons of methane each year, according to the Natural Resources Defense Council. That means that we will see more wildfire smoke in our state, more heat, more drought and flood conditions, more infectious diseases as we continue to see climate costs that impact health. The pipeline project endangers workers, burdens ratepayers, threatens our water ecosystems. It impacts our landowners, impacts our farmers, impacts our climate. The cost is simply way too high. Whether it's human, environmental, and economic, Wisconsin deserves better. We need to invest in clean, affordable, and just energy solutions, and this project is not it. Thank you for your time, and I urge you to reject this proposal.
Okay, thank you. So we have John. You have to get one set of applause out here. Okay, so John Struder. Okay, sorry about that. All right, we got you here. And do we need to spell that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get you sworn in first. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Give us your name and spell your last name, please.
John Struder, Strueder.
Go ahead.
Where would you like me to start?
Where you think is best.
Well, I don't have the milk house no more because of stray bulage. And how many other dairymen in Wisconsin went broke because of it? After I sold the cows, then they moved the lines back out and I said, the cows are gone. 1982 and 83, I lost 13 calves one year, 16 the next year. It busted me. 5 major banks turned me down because of it. I went to Haberson Davis, they said, we want $1 million case. You lost $250,000. That's part of that one. But then we got the towers behind us. They broke a tile in there. It was broke for like 30 years or more. I was the one that fixed them. And my cost, everything. There was a half acre land just sitting there. Cattails and wasted. Then there was another one. They tiled or ran electric to the house right through my tile. I fixed that one by hand. No one else. And then they said the homeowner signed a paper that the electric company's not responsible for it. So they just pushed the buck off. Where they're going, I got, what is it, 200 and some yards, almost half a mile of rods. They're gonna hit 16 tiles that are coming in or going out. Some are 10 inches down a ways, they're gonna cross a 15. How deep is your pipe gonna go? Nobody's ever told, I never heard how deep your pipe is gonna go. I heard they're gonna put a 24 next to a 30. Is this right? And then the tiles are mostly down that deep. How do you make water go over them or go under them? That's next to impossible. Somebody said they'll go 7 feet. Well, I got tiles from here to there and there. They're going up and down, and then you got a hill, you go up 10 feet, drop right back down. And then in the valley, you gotta go under a 10 and right back up the hill, you make a 90, go back down under the same tile again. I mean, and then I told him, I says, you come 5 years, I'll work the land, you come and pick the rocks. If I bend over, somebody will shoot me in the hind end for trespassing, or they hate you because you got money from the electric company, they didn't get you, that made their land worth less. And I just can't see this after I farmed 60 years. And now this is what you end up with. You pick the stones, then I'll think a little different. And I ain't signing nothing. I said, if you want the land, take it. Take me with it. Cause I gotta stand there and watch you dig, so you lose the whole crop year of what's gonna happen. There's many times they get the title, we got a pond issue right down the road, right next to us. No, we'll fix it. And they're trying to make the water run uphill. I says, you got a problem. And it just doesn't cut the mustard, you know. And if you want, you can come down my road. I got corn planted, the high-speed internet. They wrecked the tile over on 80th Street. The water comes through. Why aren't you done planting? Well, there's water there. It wasn't there before. There's the tiles broke. And then they give me the ground that just washed right by the road. I dumped it in. Go look at the corn crop there. The corn's this big. My other crop is that big. I ain't got a camera, otherwise I'd have the pictures here. And I'm not on the internet, so nobody will teach me that. So I'm in my own world. I'm in, you know, it's just, you don't have access to a lot of this stuff and you can't. And I said, we got starvation coming. China owns us. I think you better start looking that way. And this is just gonna be a waste of farmland. You know what I mean? It's just sad. It's gonna make a mess out of everything. But anyways, I think,
So,
I hope I covered most of it.
so is your farm on the property you gave us?
What's on two, there should be two of them on here, but I don't even know the numbers, but yeah, that's the address.
Okay, okay. Want to make sure we know where you're.
And they've been already out there and taken elevations, but they never tell you. Then that too, if the road is here, okay. If your pipe is next to it, do you figure 35 feet from the right center of the road and then you're 100 feet? Or you go 100 feet from the center of the road and work? Nobody give me an answer. And then, can you build a house over the pipe? And how deep is your pipe gonna be? The one guy that helps me out set up on 43. He hit one of the lines with a cat, tipped a D9 cat over and killed the guy. And if you're only gonna be down, how in that too? First they said a 30-inch pipe, now they're coming with a 24. Do you take it out? Take that fill away, add sand, what, you know what I mean? So how much stuff you're gonna be hauling in and out, and then you've got a problem, they come back in, you got compaction. I said, I'll never grow a crop where you go, and I figure I'm gonna lose 20 acres, as long as I live. Cause you just, once you disturb it, you got compaction. And most of the farmers here will agree on it, it's just, you know, and then you go down, there's oak trees behind me, they're going right alongside of it. There again, you got the fence line. You go 100 feet from the lot line. What do you do with the oak tree that's hanging over there 50 feet? You gonna saw them down? They'll clean more air than anything you can stick up there. And they worry about clean water. Well, you got all the dead trees floating out there and the leaves. You got the Milwaukee sewage flowing out there. The smoke goes out there, let it go in the water. It ain't, most of it ain't going. You know, and how much money did they spend in that plant the last couple of years? Billions of dollars to clean the air up. Used to be black, now it's white. Why don't you just leave it? And let the farmers go and leave it and look for your food, where it's gonna come from. Your plate's gonna be empty, and it ain't far along. And this is the reason why your plate's gonna be empty. And then everybody will come by me, because I got the food. Yeah, they won't go to the store, because the store will be empty. Then they'll run home with the food and they'll shut the electric off, and then you won't have food. I think I'll be close at that. Thank you.
Thanks for your comment. Okay, just checking in. So I have no more appearance slips. No one else, does anyone wish to speak that hasn't filled out a slip? Okay, so, can we just get a slip, and we can have her fill that out? Yeah, so you want to come up and speak? Yeah, okay, come on up. And just checking if no one else online wishes to speak.
It sounds we should change them.
Oh, that's
It
okay,
says
but
written
there's,
easement, that's the guy.
oh, it's the guy. Okay, no, I need a comment from you. So you'll be speaking. So I need a slip for him. Okay.
He signed
Is
it.
that
I
okay?
see.
I don't.
It's fine. We'll just need you to fill out one of these.
He already,
But for you, because you're gonna be speaking.
okay, do you
Yeah.
want someone else to read it? They can do that, but I would just like to make a quick comment.
For your comment, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the comment that I have.
So come
is-
over here. Let's just do this right. Okay, so the written comment from for the person that's with you, I'll take in writing. But
Okay.
I can take a spoken comment from you separately. So
Okay.
we'll just have this. So I'm just gonna have a copy here. I'm just gonna do this. So just have you fill this out when you're done
Okay,
and hand it back to staff.
okay, I could do
All
that.
right, here we
then.
go.
All right,
Your first name?
Heidi Mitchell.
Heidi.
Yes, and Mitchell is Michel, and I'm speaking for my father.
Okay, so let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Okay, so we got your name. So this is your father filed a written comment, is that?
yes, that
Right,
is
so
correct.
that's his comment, and so when you're speaking, it's your comment.
Okay,
If you can give us whatever you think about the property or the situation, but just so
Okay.
we're clear, it's your opinion.
okay.
Go ahead.
Well, my,
Yeah, he's got to hear you better. Yeah, just come up closer. There you go.
okay.
You're good.
Sorry. Okay, I'm speaking on behalf of my father, Ron Jorgensen, but I want to start out with, the young lady that was just up here. Everything she had to say is exactly what I would agree with also, and I'm sure many of us would agree with. And then all the comments that John had, that's like taking the words right out of my father's mouth for how that works. The other part is that, we do have our land for sale. And of course, anytime you have any type of interaction of other activity going right through the middle of our property, the middle of the whole farm. It's not roadside, it's not close to the road, it's the middle of the whole farm. That is gonna, take away the value of the property at every single level. And it is interesting too, because even half of our property is already zoned as industrial. There's no industry that wants to come out here then if this is anything that's gonna ever happen on the property, right through the middle of the property. So those are some of the biggest concerns that my father has. And like I said, everything else that I heard from the last two speakers here, we joined a little late, but I'm sure there was additional ones, but they are spot on with everything that they shared. And, our concern is why does this need to happen at all? What is the reason that all of a sudden now, after hundreds of years, why now are we wanting to run gas line to go all the way from Oak Creek, from the very far side, not even in our county, but from another county to come through Racine to go to Rochester, Rochester, correct?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay,
Oak Creek.
all right, but why now? What is going on? And is there absolutely no other alternatives for a closer location to run gas lines to that particular area? And what is the purpose at this point? I am certain many people out there have gas. I don't know what this gas line is really intended for, but why now? Hundreds and hundreds of years and never had to have this all of a sudden run such an incredibly long distance through the middle of two different counties. Why doesn't it all go through Milwaukee and something else? I don't know, but those are just some of the comments we have. But like I said, we have a whole bunch more comments that he has in there also as to, all the things that is going to affect us in a negative way all the way across. That I cannot see one single thing that will be positive to anybody throughout the community here. And so these are our concerns. Why was Raymond chosen to have that line come through? This is the country place. There's very little country place. These are farmers predominantly, okay? So why now? Why can't it go some other place where it's through areas that other people don't really care, but we all care deeply about this whole situation, and we do not want this to happen at all, much less for my father, right smack through the middle of his entire farm. That is very, very concerning, and I think John covered it well.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
So don't forget,
Oh, yes, thank you.
just send that
Okay.
back to us. Thanks. All right. All right, anyone else? Okay, so we'll be back here at 6 p.m., same place and same Zoom connection, live streaming on YouTube. So all the ways you can participate and observe will be repeated at 6 p.m. We'll just take new comments from new people. Appreciate your attendance and your attention. So take care. We're adjourned. We'll be back at 6.
So do you have his written sheet and comment then? I'm getting